Hey there, if you're a dog owner here in Suwanee, Georgia, you're in exactly the right spot. We're going to walk through a simple guide for picking the right dog trainer so you can feel totally confident about your choice.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You're taking a nice, relaxing stroll through Town Center Park, maybe hitting the farmer's market, and your dog is just walking calmly right by your side. No pulling, no drama. That's the kind of thing great training can do. It just makes life with your dog in Suwanee so much better.
All right, first up, Section 1 is all about training for life right here in Suwanee. Because, good training is way more than just sit and stay. It's really about getting your dog ready for the actual places you'll go every single day.
And this is your day-to-day reality, right? You might be on the Big Creek Greenway with all the bikes and runners, or maybe you're near the playgrounds over at George Pierce Park. Your dog needs to know how to handle all that and just be cool. A good local trainer, they get it. They know these spots and the specific challenges they bring.
Okay, next section. Let's talk about the how, the actual methods a good trainer should be using. We're going to cover the modern humane approaches that actually work and, more importantly, build a really strong bond with your dog.
So the big idea you'll hear about is positive reinforcement. And it's pretty simple, really. All it means is you reward the behaviors you want to see more of. So when your dog sits calmly, instead of jumping on a visitor, they get a treat, a praise. It's not just about teaching commands, it's about building a relationship based on trust.
And on the flip side, this is what you absolutely want to avoid. Any trainer who relies on things like fear, intimidation, or yanking on the leash, that's a huge red flag. Honestly, those old-school methods can just make things worse, creating anxiety or even aggression. The positive, trust-based way is for sure the way to go.
So how do you know if a trainer actually knows their stuff? Well, certifications are a really good sign. Look for things like CPD-TKA or KPA-CTP. Those show they have a solid grasp of modern training. Now, if you're dealing with bigger issues like serious fear or reactivity, you might look for advanced certifications like a CBCCKA. It just shows a higher level of expertise.
Okay, so you know the what to look for in a philosophy? Now let's talk about the where and how, the different types of training programs. We'll break down the options so you can figure out what's best for you and your dog.
The two most common choices you'll see are group classes and private lessons. Group classes, they're awesome for getting your dog used to distractions, other dogs, other people. It's like perfect practice for a busy day at town center. But private lessons, that's where you get that one-on-one focus to tackle stuff happening at home, like barking at the door or jumping on your guests.
Then there's the board and train option. This is where your dog goes to live with the trainer for some really intensive work. It can be super effective, but, and this is a big but, it only works long-term if the trainer also teaches you how to keep up with it all. Without that owner training part, the new behaviors can just fade away.
All right, let's get practical and talk about the budget. What's this all going to cost? This next section breaks down what you can probably expect to invest in dog training right here in the Suwanee area.
So, what should you plan to budget for dog training in Suwanee? It's a fair question, and knowing the general price range helps you plan and find something great that doesn't totally break the bank.
So here's a rough breakdown of what you might see. As you can tell, a 6-week group class is usually the most budget-friendly option. On the other hand, a 2- or 3-week board and train is, well, it's a much bigger financial commitment. This should give you a good starting point for matching your goals to your budget.
Oh, and here's a fantastic tip. A lot of trainers will offer a free initial consultation. Definitely take them up on that. It's a perfect chance to meet them, get a feel for their style, and just see if you click before you spend any money.
Okay, so when you're in that consultation, what exactly should you be asking? This next section is your cheat sheet, the key questions to ask to make sure you're picking the right person. Think of this as your interview guide. You'll want to ask about their philosophy, their certifications, and how they plan to make the training work for your dog and your life in Suwanee. And don't forget to ask about your part in it all. The practice you do between sessions, that's where the real magic happens. All right, let's wrap this up by connecting everything back to our community. We'll go over some local rules and point you to some great local spots where you can actually practice all these new skills. This is probably the #1 rule you need to know in Suwanee. Your dog has to be on a leash anytime you're not on your own private property. Simple as that. So that polite leash walking we've been talking about, it's not just nice to have, it's actually the law. And if you're looking for great places to practice that leash walking, here you go. The trails at George Pierce Park, the Suwanee Creek Park Network, and of course the Big Creek Greenway. These are all perfect for practicing with real-world distractions like bikes and other dogs.
Besides the leash law, the other main legal thing is super straightforward. Your dog just needs a current rabies vaccination, and the tag has to be on their collar. That's it. Gwinnett County doesn't have a separate licensing system, so you're good to go with that tag.
And for those times you do want some off-leash freedom, the Suwanee Dog Park is the place to be. It's fenced in, has separate areas for big and small dogs, and it's the perfect, safe spot to work on skills like recall or just let your dog have some fun and play politely.
So let's end with this thought. How can a little trading today open up a whole world of fun with your dog tomorrow? Because that's really what it's all about. It's about having those confident, easy walks around the neighborhood, being able to take your dog with you to hang out with friends, and just building that incredible bond. We hope this helps you on your journey. Having a well-trained dog just makes every part of enjoying life here in Suwanee so much better.